Gifford and Meredith would be happier without me. They were dispelled during the 1981 season. In that year, Monday Night Football was on its way to record ratings and record profits. We were riding high, so high, in fact, that I sensed in Gifford a newfound cockiness. And when Gifford thinks he's at the top of his game, it generally has a tendency to infect Meredith, which in turn reinforces his faith in Frank. Beaming with self-confidence, the two of them strutted their stuff like a couple of roosters in a hen house. Full of themselves, and obviously convinced that they could handle the telecast without me as well as with me, they suggested that I might be happier staying home and working out of the New York studio. I could voice over the halftime highlights from there, they said, and use the studio to interview pertinent guests and break news stories. At first, I didn't take them seriously. I thought that they were merely throwing out suggestions in reaction to my obvious weariness with the show. But as the weeks went on, the suggestion that I stay in New York came more and more frequently, even during weeks when my mood was mellow, my spirits unflagging. If they wanted to get rid of me, I thought, they might get their wish sooner than they think. Last summer, I began dropping broad hints about cutting back on my Monday Night Football schedule, or perhaps quitting altogether. I was afraid that if I didn't leave, they'd have to start carrying me up to the booth in a wheelchair. I had to take cognizance of my age and my health. Besides, there really wasn't anything left for me to accomplish in broadcasting. Little did I know then that the very first regular season game of the Monday Night Football schedule would crystallize all of my misgivings about remaining with the franchise and intensify my desire to quit. In that game between the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys, I happened to refer to Redskins running back Alvin Garrett as a little monkey. It just so happens that Garrett was black. However, at the time, I was praising his ability and relating how much his coach, Joe Gibbs, appreciates having him on the team. No matter. That single innocent remark created a national sensation, fueled by the sports writers and fanned by the Reverend Joseph Lowry of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. I need another drink to tell this story. Ooh. The furor over that comment went on for what seemed like days on end. I was deluged with telephone calls asking for interviews, letters of support from the black community, and a steady stream of negative press commentary. It was ludicrous. Considering my lifelong position on the subject of race relations, and my association with the likes of Muhammad Ali, Jackie Robinson, and Kurt Flood, you can well imagine how I felt about being castigated as a racist in some quarters. How absurd it was that I needed defending it all. The whole affair sickened me. I was riding an emotional roller coaster. My spirits were sorely taxed, and it even affected me physically. I felt awful. The very thought of going up into the booth depressed me. Nevertheless, I did what I had to do, and 3 days later I was in Minneapolis, grinding my way through another telecast, obviously a Thursday night telecast, and wondering how much longer I could continue. By the end of October, I had made my mind up that this would be my last season of Monday Night Football.